Greetings. Good evening. Today is Sunday evening, Sunday the 8th. And we are more than halfway through Mercury Retrograde. We have Mercury turns direct on the 15th of December, and it will continue through the shadow for another 3 weeks. But in that time, between now and then, we have an opportunity. And that opportunity is to do the work to transform the area of our life where Mercury is going retrograde. Because we are in a mental reality, we live in a mental reality, meaning everything comes from our thoughts. Everything is our mind. The reality that we're living in is projecting back to us what we think and feel about ourselves. And one of the things that I have been sharing is how significant and important it is for us to really do the work to take responsibility for our inner world. Right now it's so interesting as I'm on social media, I'm noticing how the world is upside down, y'all. Like it is a very different world, and it's happening very fast. And I work with clients on a regular basis. So my life is this work. It's all that I do. But I'm always very curious about other people and are they feeling the changes and what are they doing to support themselves. Simple things like, whenever I go to the grocery store now, everything is being automated. Everything is automated. The grocery store is automated. I remember when I was in my early 30s and I started to realize that, like, I saw the future. And I saw that the future was automated, that we couldn't call a company and speak to somebody and get help. And so what would that mean for the economy? What would that mean and now we're actually experiencing it. And what I know and believe wholeheartedly is that the Creator supports its creations. Meaning that if we are here on this planet right now, we can access what we need to thrive. The challenge is that we are in a different reality and the world that we have been in is fake. This American system is not real. So as it collapses and something else emerges, how are we supporting ourselves? I was just talking with a friend of mine, and he was saying that he does audiobooks. Like he's an audio book actor. And when he goes into the studio now, that there's not a person there running the equipment for him, what they would call, I guess, a engineer running the equipment. And you have to do all of that yourself. And so now the engineers are there like they don't have work. They're all losing their jobs. And our system is collapsing. We have to source a new way of being. And the thing that's interesting is that because we have been educated in a school district that doesn't teach us to think, many people are just not geared to ask more of themselves, to think from a deeper place, to be creative, to recognize that they have the capacity to be something different. Many people are waiting on somebody to give them a job, waiting on somebody to give them something to do. And while I understand that, because that's the culture we have lived in, you're going to have to learn how to think for yourself and access the power within you. Because when you learn how to listen to yourself and trust yourself, there is a divine force inside of you that will guide you to what your new and exciting adventure is. And it might not be working for somebody in the ways that you have, but we have to have the courage to get past our old ways of thinking and step into a new way of being. And that's what this Mercury retrograde is about. It's an opportunity to recharge your faith in yourself, to recharge your ability to believe in your capabilities to be something more than you are, to access a deeper connection to the divine within you. Now, many of us don't even realize that the divine is within us, because we've been taught that God is out there. I was watching, there's a show on Netflix right now called Mary. And all of this stuff is so tricky because now that I understand the codes, and I'm like, wow, this is fascinating. Like when you watch, you watch stories of Jesus or Mary, and they're all looking up when they pray to God. They're all like looking into the sky, but the presence and the power of God is inside of you. It's an internal thing. And something as simple as the imagery of somebody going outside of them for God, like this, is powerfully impacting people's misunderstanding of the divine. God is inside of you. You cannot source the creator from external. It's just not available. So, another thing that I was noticing when I was watching this show on Mary, how, like they've changed all the characters. Like Judah, people who are from Judah are African people. But in this show, the people all look like white people, so like they change all the dynamics. And because we have all been conditioned and geared that power or divinity or beauty are these things that are external, we don't even know how to access it inside of us to recognize that we are it. And it's really a trip, because one of the things that happens in this culture, because Black people haven't been given the true messaging of our history, we have not been taught that we have been here for billions of years. And we only have the narratives of history from the last 2,000 years, which is this Judeo-Christian experience, and that these ideas have limited our understanding of our power because we are not getting the full story. So we cut ourselves off just by nature of believing in what we've been told. So while Mercury's in retrograde in Sagittarius, we have 3 more weeks. Here are the things that we can do. You can every day write down your deepest desires. Things like, I desire to know myself more deeply. I desire to understand how I'm meant to function. I desire to fulfill my purpose. I desire to heal my consciousness and my psyche and be restored to who I truly am meant to be. These are the things when I'm talking about desires, because the material stuff is easy. Like we want money and we want all these things, but if you have money and you don't have a sense of your connection to source, what difference does it make? I was just watching this video. It was so interesting. Just watching a video of a woman in a closet with her partner, and she was telling him how sad she is that he sees other women. She used the word cheating. I actually don't believe in that. That's how that works. But she was so sad that he sees other women, and I'm sorry, my cat just scratched me. Ouch. She was so sad that he sees other women, and he was saying, he was picking up purses. He was like, I just bought you this $10,000 Chanel bag. I just bought you this $3,000 such and such bag. I just bought you this, all the things, but no depth. no connection, no sense of self. So money doesn't offer you the thing that you really, money is an extension of who you really are. And if you aren't anything on the inside, the things you have mean nothing. They just mean nothing. All my life, I have been adjacent to very wealthy people, actors, very successful people who are anchored in identities that don't give them a real connection to themselves. And so when I'm talking about thinking about what you desire, it's important to desire something real. It's important to desire something eternal. It's important to desire something that is beyond the physical, because the physical is where death is happening. The physical is where the ending is. The internal, the spiritual is where the creative power is. And so while Mercury's in retrograde in Sagittarius, the sign that governs faith, your practice, your connection to the invisible, create a list of what you desire. Do you desire to be healthy? Do you desire to feel loved? Do you desire to feel connected to yourself? Do you desire to heal your body? Do you what are the real things? The things that don't require money, and it's not that money doesn't have its place, but money's place is secondary to your connection to the divine within you, to a real connection. I remember when I really first started doing this work, when I decided to get committed to it, I was about 47, so maybe almost a decade ago, even though I was always doing the work. But something happened at that time. And I remember I sat down on my sofa and I said, okay, if this is real, if there is a divinity, if there is I need you to make it clear to me today. Like, I need to feel the connection. I need to, let's get going. Because I realized that I wasn't fully committed and taking it seriously. And when I did that, my whole world started to change. Gently, slowly, it started to just change. Literally, I started having synchronicity after synchronicity after synchronicity. I literally started having a cohesive experience with the forces of the invisible, and things started making more sense to me. But before then, I was just sort of all over the place. So you have to impress upon the invisible your seriousness, your willingness, your call, I'm here. What you doing? You know what I mean? Like you got to get up in the face of God, because that when you do that, when you call yourself out, it will show up for you, and it will go beyond your ego. It will go beyond the physical world. And that is what is necessary at this time. Because in order for you to sustain yourself on the planet at this time, you will have to upgrade your software. You will have to upgrade your consciousness. And we're watching our culture and our society collapse. And I hope you guys are finding some levity in this stuff, because as I'm watching this stuff happen, I have been laughing so much at how funny it is. Just that, watching the guy who was murdered with the healthcare thing, watching people on TikTok, girls saying, oh, dreaming, or is he thinking about me? Like, the stuff is just so funny. Like, the world is completely turned upside down. And the good news is that you can be whatever you want to be. You can create your own identity. And if you have the courage to get really courageous in being something new, the universe will meet you there. But you got to be like, I literally have done a thing in my life where I have said, I'm not doing anything else. Like, I'm going to let the universe know that I'm serious about this part over here that I'm not even going to do that over there anymore. I'm going to be obsessed with what I'm becoming. And I'm not, even though I don't know, I'm just not doing the old stuff anymore. I'm cutting it all off. If it don't feel right, I'm not even if I was using it and I don't have anything to replace it. I'm just going over here and I'm just sitting here until the universe shows up as me and fulfills this, because that's done. That's done. So Mercury retrograde, we have about next week on Sunday, it's over. Yes, obsessed with what you're becoming. That's right. That's right. The North Node in Aries. And we only have the North Node in Aries for few more weeks. So literally, this energy is about to really change. And when that North Node goes into Pisces, you all, that means that everyone is going to be dealing with their inner world. That's why you've got to sit your ass down and start dealing with it now. The North Node in Pisces means you have to tap into the spirit realm. The spirit of you. The spirit of you. That's it. All right, you all. If you need coaching and support, go check out my website at healwithmoonmama.com. Book a Mercury retrograde reading, or you can sign up for coaching, and I'm here to support. That's what I'm here to do. That's what I'm designed to do. My design is to help you access your design. That's how this works. That's what I've been preparing for this all of my life. My design is to help you access your design. All right, y'all. Peace and blessings. Bye-bye.